Following Uhai's last words, Eliwood ventures towards the heart of the forest. He is greeted by an extraordinary sight. A building unlike any he's ever seen, it was clearly not wrought by human hands. It is waiting for the masters who abandoned it centuries past. Massive beyond belief, these ancient ruins have nothing to do with humankind. Eliwood has arrived. He has found the Dragon's Gate. He hasn't moved. Alright, so we finally get inside the door that we tried to fight our way to in the previous episode, and we find ourselves in the Dragon's Gate, chapter 19, and I believe the end of what is effectively the first act of the story. Everyone is definitely a bit, scared, and abilities being explained to people who didn't pay attention or didn't play Lynn's story. Apparently she has to get away, and suddenly somebody appears. It's Eliwood. Oh, good. Now, naturally, he's really not going to step aside easily. In fact, given the fact that he has the ability to teleport, he could easily just do something like completely ignore these two, grab her, and then get out without any issue whatsoever. Also, Hector's pretty, pissed about the fact that he killed Lily? Leah? Okay, the minor character. Oh, there you are. He vanished and promptly reappeared. Right behind. Oh, he does actually take her. I'd completely forgotten about that, but yeah, he literally takes her and vanishes. That's it. Alright, so this is actually going to be a fairly difficult level. Darren Marquess Laus, ruler of this world. He seems a bit too pleased about that title. In any case, this level is an extremely important one, but before we actually get to it, a bit more storyline. Eliwood did finally get Ninian over to Nurgle, and Eliwood's dad is just still sitting there. Okay, so apparently that little half a step forward was enough. So Jafar really doesn't get much screen time, but it seems like whenever he does, someone dies. And then, wait, is this guy the boss, or is Marquess Laus the boss? Oh, and he just moonwalks right out of there. Wonderful. Alright, final level, 13 units. We have to bring the 3 lords with us, so having them high level is a good thing for you by this point. We will be bringing Matthew with, because we're going to need his talents as a thief. He's going to need a new weapon though, so let's get him that before I forget. Oh wait, he's going to get it from the shop. Merlinus, there we go. Alright, what else do we have? We have Guy, who already has weapons. We have Oswin, who could actually probably use a lance. We have a couple extras. A steel lance should do. Does anybody have an iron lance for Florina? That would be absolutely great if someone did. Oswin same? Oh no, that's a steel lance. All of them are steel lances. Okay, there are no iron lances that I own. That's just wonderful. Urk has a couple of uses left. He's fine. Raven could probably use a vulnerary before we head out. Someone's going to need that chest key. I'm going to give it to Florina since she does have the largest movement range out of anyone in my party. Raven, Rebecca, Sarah, Urk, Oswin, Guy, Matthew, Lynn, Hector, and Eliwood. I think that's a pretty good team for this map. Now, we will want to take out this sniper first turn. He has a door key, so whoever defeats him will be able to open the door and help out there. But the really notable thing about this level is the fact that you're going to have, well, a couple of things that you need to get to. First off, obviously, there are chests here, and they are things that you're going to want to get to as quickly as possible, or at the very least before you beat the level. Over here are 2 additional chests, and these are going to be 2 chests that a thief is going to spawn here and make a beeline for. Now, this thief is going to have a very important item on him, known as the Members Card, if I'm not mistaken, which will allow us access to the secret shop. However, it has to be stolen, if I'm not mistaken, so we're gonna need to get Matthew over there to kill him and take it from him. as quickly as possible. But obviously there's a bunch of cavalry standing in our way, so that's going to be a bit more difficult. Sending anyone that can attack over walls up here will be more useful, and then just we can send anyone to take out this Black Fang member at pretty much any time, so no problem there. I just need to give someone a door key and they can actually go kill him. I think I'm going to give it to someone who's already maxed out on level and who could take him. I'm thinking Kanas. He can get that door key. Then change the formation so Kanas is very near that when we start. And I think this should just about do for getting through this level. Now I'll have Matthew pick the door, everybody's going to rush in here, and let's just get started. So, Merlinus became level 12, so we can stick him out again, get him another level. He will continue being nice and tough for us. I'm going to get him to unlock the door, and then I'm going to send, I think, Guy up the way of the cavalry. I'm going to send Oswin up the main path along with Hector, and then... oh, there are actually two bosses. One of them is a guy called Cameron. Cameron has never been explained to my knowledge, so don't even worry about Cameron. Does anybody have any decent items that they drop? Lots of keys, an armor slayer. Where's the armor slayer, actually? Now that'll be good to watch out for, but Oswin's already a general. We really won't have to worry about him too much. Urt can just one-shot this knight, nothing new there. But that opens up the path for Oswin to go through. And as it stands, this is actually one of the most memorable levels in Fire Emblem for me. Not just because it is at the very end of the first act and you're about to see a bunch of plot progression, the resolution of the initial storyline, and the start of the secondary storyline, and a bunch of things to that effect, but mostly just because it's a really well-made level. It's just really well organized. You can have all of your units just charge straight through to the boss, but you'll miss a bunch of treasure on the side that you wouldn't really be able to get otherwise. Additionally, if you just rush through this level, you'll miss a lot of things like the secret shop located there. You'll miss the members cards, you'll never be able to visit a secret shop, and you're going to miss out on a bunch of experience from the cavalry over here, though they will be riding in to support this area pretty quickly. But the usual strategy I will use is just to send a single small party through this area here, that is to say this area, send another party off to the right, and then have them break through the wall to get to this thief before he can get away. Come to think of it, he might actually spawn at those stairs, I can't remember for certain. But, more than anything else, we've already got Eliwood and Hector at max level, so we don't really need to worry about them. This is just going to be a crush everything in our path and finish the level type of experience, so without further ado, if all those cavaliers would actually get moving. Now that Black Fang member is nice enough to move far enough that we can get through the doorway even while he's alive, so that's quite cool of him. Black Fang member with a silver bow is not going to be good news for Kanas, but he's more than tanky enough to take him out. 2 hits and 90% hit chance should be fine. That's why I checked how often Kanas would attack before. Worst case scenario, he was going to take a hit, but even then he should be fine. He gets a second door key, so giving him the first one was actually pretty useless, but that'll happen from time to time. So, there he is, there's the thief. Hey you, what are you doing there? Oh, never mind! You don't kill this guy! I completely forgot. Okay, so we're gonna need to get Eliwood over to the side as quickly as possible, so I'm gonna have Florina grab him and fly him over. New guy, doesn't know the legend. He is Legault, or however you pronounce that, the Hurricane. Second in ability to none but the 4 fangs in pretty much every late game Black Fang unit you see. So, I was entirely wrong. Legault is not a unit you want to kill. Legault is a unit you want to recruit. However, to recruit him, you will have to pay him some sum of money, if I'm not mistaken, and then he'll just join your team with the members card, which should be in his inventory, if I'm not mistaken. Matthew gets another door key, which is honestly fairly worthless with his 2 lockpicks. He doesn't have the members card, he just has the light rune, so the guy with the members card is still going to spawn at this bottom set of stairs. But I wasn't entirely wrong about somebody appearing here. You do want to recruit Legault before he retreats though, as he will retreat from the fight once he's gotten a couple of items, so you want to get Eliwood over there as quickly as possible. After you've done that, you'll be pretty much good to go. Now, I do have Lynn right there, but instead of sending her out to destroy this wall, I'm going to send Guy and Rebecca to take out this area. Who could Rebecca fire on? Oh, on the Cavalier on the other side of the wall. She probably should have done that, truth be told. But that's alright. It's not a terrible loss for us. And if you actually bum rush the enemies just through this beginning part of the gate, that is to say, if you're somehow able to move a unit faster than Oswin through there and get them to actually attack him on turn 1, you can usually get one of your lords to Renault fast enough to kill him. Or not kill him, recruit him. Bear in mind though, until you recruit him, he is an enemy unit, so you want to be fairly careful that you don't kill him by moving within his attack range. Then again, keep in mind that if there's treasure within his movement range, he'll get the treasure before he'll attack you, so that actually can be used to your benefit quite a bit. I think I'm going to use Hector's last 2 uses of his Wolf Bale here, easy to take out enemies with it. I probably should have left that stuff for Oscar, or Oswin, what is his name? But that's alright, we can deal with that. We're going to have someone come back here for this chest eventually, but for now it's in no danger whatsoever. So we have no problem just leaving it. And then the rest of the units are going to move out. We've got Cameron, who doesn't even get a unique battle line. That's how unremarkable he is. He's a random Wolf Bale broke, but that's alright. Hector's powerful enough that he doesn't need it anymore. Now, the only thing about this is that it's actually fairly difficult to catch up to Renault, simply because he has an extra space of movement past your normal units, which is why it's usually to your benefit to send out units that can move greater than the normal maximum movement range. Now, we do have a Troubadour there, and a lot of times you'll want to kill the Troubadour first. In this case though, most of my units are going to kill the enemy units in a single fight without any sort of problem, so it's actually to my benefit to break this wall first. But I don't have enough power to do so this turn unless someone has a ranged attack? But does anyone over there have a ranged attack? Yes, that Black Fang member does. So, what to do? I think I'm just going to go ahead and block off these stairs. There will be enemies coming in to reinforce through there, but that's perfectly alright. We don't need to worry about them too much right now. But we will want to get through this door as quickly as possible. You want to break through both of these walls, and I think I will be able to break through this wall next turn, and then the wall after that, the turn after that. Matthew should be in position by turn 5. And that should be alright. Can Raven actually get a kill on the boss here? No, he can't, so it's just going to go to Urk then. Quite handily go to Urk, actually. And he gets a critical hit for precisely no reason at all. With 3 HP, there was absolutely no chance the boss was going to survive. Still, extra experience, and that's going to allow him to level up to 3. Good, luck and defense, skill, no magic, but that'll happen. Magic's really powerful enough without the bonuses to it, so you don't need to worry about that too much. Oswin is just going to be able to tear through these enemies, so no problem there. And then I'm going to move Hector within the range of the rest of the units, so they'll just throw themselves at him and be taken out immediately. None of these guys have ranged attacks, right? Right, good. So, move Hector over here. I could attack that unit with a hand axe. He's got an armor slayer actually, so that might be to Oswin's benefit. Oh, a critical hit. Well, there you go. That's certainly going to be enough damage. Hector doesn't absolutely need to use a hand axe for this portion. It's actually going to make his job a little bit harder, but it's alright, seeing as we're just going to be able to get Hector through anyway. Now, Canos, I should actually get him healed up. I'm going to use Priscilla for that. As you may notice, I'm leaving my healers at base a lot in this mission, and that's actually by choice. Sarah could get some experience through healing, but there's really not much she would be able to do. And Priscilla's already maxed out, and the rest of my units are high enough level that they won't really be taking significant damage anyway. So, now, there are going to be 2 chests there for Renault to pilfer. He'll get the one. By the time he gets the one, Eliwood should be nearby if he's not immediately there. I just sent the hand axe away to Merlinus, but that's actually to my benefit since he's now equipped the iron axe. And apparently getting more crits with it. Absolutely no reason for that since he should be fast enough to attack twice, but whatever floats your boat. Good, good. Iron Axe. The one thing that I could see that would... Yeah, there we are. This Black Fang member moving in with an iron bow is going to make things a bit more difficult for me. But not significantly, and... Oh, Hector actually didn't kill someone, so that troubadour was able to do her job. Go figure. Now, we need to get Eliwood to these treasure chests as soon as possible, which is going to be 3 turns at max movement range. So... we're going to have Rebecca kill this bow-using unit with her longbow. Only 17 uses left on it, but that's alright. She doesn't need it too much, just when she absolutely needs the reach. Guy should be able to kill this door. And then I can move Eliwood and Matthew out here. Florina can also move out there, as she's not going to have to worry about that bow-using unit again. And Matthew will be there in time to catch that unit coming through the stairs. And again, I cannot remember if I'm absolutely going to need Matthew to steal it from him, or if I just get it by killing him, but better safe than sorry. Honestly, magic is something I've noticed when I've been playing through this game in the past, is that in Fire Emblem... well, Fire Emblem in North America, apparently Fire Emblem 6 or 7 in Japan. Yeah, it would have been played in Japan. Magic seems a bit ridiculous, just in the fact that enemies generally don't have as high of resistance as your units. They'll also have significantly less dodge, but they'll deal a lot more damage base. Now, if you have a unit that can, say, dodge a lot, might have enough health to survive a hit or two, and can deal significant magic damage while you have a powerful unit, and that fits the bill for pretty much everyone but the upgraded healing classes in this game. Also, Renault is not going the route I thought he would. I might actually have to back my team up unless Hector can recruit him here. Oh, a unit appears right next to me, so that's fine. Hector, can you talk to him? You cannot. Okay. So, it looks like Renault is actually going to be... Florina, rescue Eliwood and see if you can fly out here. Oh. Oscar, take... drop. Eliwood can't move this turn, but if I'm not mistaken, Legault is just going to move through straight towards that door. He's not actually going to attack my units. If he does, that would be suicidal, and I would have to restart the level, which would naturally be unfortunate. Lynn gets a critical hit, which was exactly what I was hoping for. I didn't want to waste too many uses on her sword there, but if I'm forced to use those sword uses, then I will. Still no strength, which is absolutely terrible, but her speed growth is alright. Now, I'm going to have Rebecca actually move forward to try and take out that wall. Oh, 4 damage short. What a pity. And Matthew will take out the remainder of the wall. And then Guy can take out the unit on horseback to get the experience for it. I'll just have him use an iron sword though, no need to waste a steel sword use. After all, Guy needs that strength for when he actually fights units that have appreciable defense, not when he fights units that don't have anything. Kanas is going to have an easy kill here. Oh, especially because he just got a critical hit. There we are. And then there's going to be a magic user in that little house there, but he's not going to be able to do anything really, except for just sit there. Next turn, perhaps I might be able to break down that wall and fight him, but more likely I'm just going to stick Urk next to the wall and watch the guy. Oh, good. Renault does just move straight for the... Oh. The archer seems to be attempting to attack Merlinus, without success, mind. That Black Fang member does have Luna, but seeing as Luna does 0 damage base, it's just based on your magic, he actually only does 5 damage. Now, late game units with Luna are going to be absolute terrors, and they're going to be a bit of a problem to get past, but for now, we should be alright. I am going to have Rebecca... Oh dear, they're all sitting a bit too far back, aren't they? I'm going to have Guy go ahead and kill this wall. He should be evasive enough to dodge anything coming his way. And Rebecca will just be sitting behind him with a steel bow. Lynn gets some free experience killing magic users here. Hopefully dodges the hit so she won't take too much damage, but whatever happens, it's alright. There we are. I should have actually used an iron sword there. Would have been more than powerful enough to kill a single black mage, but that's alright. Kanas still doesn't have the ability to unlock any chests here, but with Eliwood talking to Legault, here we go. Together We Ride starts playing, the surest sign that you're about to recruit someone to your army. Now, he says he's about to retreat, and Eliwood just says that he wants to help the Black Fang. Or he wants to fight the Black Fang. There you go. Wait. Oh, I don't have to pay him. I guess that's somebody in a later game. Legault just joins us without any cost whatsoever, so I'm actually going to have Legault opening doors and picking locks for this side of the map while I have Urk kill pretty much any enemy that gets in the way. Now, Oswin is going to be doing most of the fighting in the main area from here on out, as he's one of the only ones that can receive experience in the area. But Guy and Rebecca down in the bottom right should be able to do their fair share as well. Matt is going to have a pretty easy time here, just waiting for that bandit to appear. When he does, we'll be in a prime position to just move in and swipe his card and then kill him. But most importantly, swipe the card. Now, how can I kill this wall and let out that mage? Maybe I won't even have to. If I have Florina just move there with a javelin, that would be fairly easy. And I'm going to have her fly back to the beginning of the map just to get that chest. So things are going really well for us thus far. Enemies may have broken through that first wall there, but Guy's going to be more than capable of dodging everything they throw at him and killing the rest. If you can even call that dodging, it's more of leaning, but he takes his dodges where he can get them level up, hopefully some strength. Wonderful, that's actually a great level up for him. Luck stat does influence the critical hit percent you have. That Black Fang member apparently wants to fight the upgraded sniper with a steel bow. He's plucky, I like him, but he dies regardless. And the guy with the hand axe wants to do combat with the person who specializes in ranged combat. Still, he probably has a better hit chance than he would against the Swordmaster, so take that for what you will. Level 2 sniper, skill and speed up, no strength, but that's alright. Her strength is already moderately good. The only thing she really has to worry about is getting some HP level ups at this point, but if I can find a Seraph robe, even that need will be negated somewhat. There we go. Oh no, a fire tome broke. Whatever will we do with that 500 gold item? Yeah, what's up? I can cut this section of the audio off. Yeah, you're coming in while I'm recording if I have the door closed.
But you didn't have it recording earlier?
Yeah, no, what? Hold on, this is a lot of downtime. Can I help you with something? Alright, so that unit that attacked Oswin is really not going to have any chance whatsoever of even doing damage to him, much less killing him, whereas Oswin is going to have a significantly better chance, 100% usually qualifying for that honor. Now, does he drop the member card on death? No, just on... Wait, what? Oh god, his inventory's full. I completely forgot about that. Item... Iron bow, discard, yes, exit, trade, Matthew, take one of his lockpicks, that should work, wait, and now he should be able to steal the member card, not the chest key. We could do without the chest key. Luckily, Rebecca's fast enough that he can't steal from her, but you do have to have Matthew's speed above the other thieves to be able to kill him, keep that in mind. If he's only got 10 speed or so, then you probably haven't been leveling it up, but... him up, that is. But usually, Legault is powerful enough and, well, speedy enough by this point, that if you can get him over there in time, yeah, he has 15 speed, he should be more than able to take care of the enemies in the area. Urk is just going to one-shot another knight, seems to be a hobby of his. He's eating these guys for lunch. And Legault's going to get to move in for, oh, a chest key with 5 uses. Fair enough. Legault didn't even need to be here. Florina's just going to go ahead and... oh. What to do? I'm actually going to have Knosco kill that guy, since neither Florina nor Knos can actually get experience here, but that's alright. Okay, Priscilla move out as well. Lynn is going to go ahead and kill this Black Fang member with extreme prejudice. He might do 7 damage, and indeed he does, but that's not terribly damaging, and Lynn's getting some decent experience here. She's probably going to be the 2nd or 3rd lord that we actually upgrade, but that's alright. She's usually the one I use the least, regrettably, as I have a lot of units that have physical... or I have a lot of units that have a lot of speed and skill. I don't have many units that have a lot of physical power. So... now, if you want, you can also steal his chest key to save yourself a lockpick use. In this case, I don't, since I already stole a lockpick earlier in this playthrough. So I'm actually going to have Rebecca kill him for the experience. Easy experience at that. 23 damage is pretty ridiculous. And there we go. And now Matthew can move in and swipe all the goodies here. Now, something to note. Legault may come at a significantly lower level than Matthew, but he also has only 4 less strength than him, even now. Which, you know, at first may seem neither here nor there, but then you take into account the fact that thieves have mediocre stat growth, and Legault might reach the same level of strength, or rather, physical damage that Matthew has right now. Now, if you haven't used an energy ring on Matthew, then it's pretty much inarguable that Legault is going to be a better unit, but if you're trying to train Matthew up as I have been, then chances are he's going to be your thief of choice to upgrade when the time comes, which, admittedly, is a good long while from now, which is probably one of the main failings. Just having a high-level thief is extremely useful to have around. They can survive long enough on the battlefield to pilfer all the loot, and that's what you really want more than anything else. So, I need to get someone over to Matthew to take that card from him. Now, luckily, since the only goal is to seize the throne, I could actually have Oswin move in and just start attacking without any consequence whatsoever. If he kills Darren, that's completely fine. He doesn't have to worry about that in the slightest. So I am going to have him do just that. He's going to move in with a steel lance, and these two are just going to slug it out until one of them falls down. But judging by the hit percentages and the damages, it's going to be Darren falling down and Oswin winning. Especially because, what is that, 12 damage? 24 damage per turn. Iron Lance does have a slightly better hit chance, but it would do less enough damage. Oh, is that weapon level S? That is wonderful. I need to have him start using axes. Hector, can you give him your iron axe to finish off the boss? That would be great, thank you. And we want to bust down this wall over here, not because we want to fight the enemies on the other side, because the enemies on the other side are fairly useless, but rather because we want to get to the secret shop, which is going to be important here. And I think the most viable candidate to get there is going to be, admittedly, probably Priscilla, Renault Legault, or Matthew, simply due to movement range. 6 movement is slightly less, so I'm thinking I'm going to give the item to Priscilla, but just a matter of preference, really. Oswin apparently has a far higher crit chance. Oh, Hector's around. He has a support with Hector. I'd completely forgotten about that. Good. So, since Oswin has completely maxed out on his... Oh, Pegasus Riders apparently come from behind. Oh, there you go. There is always some sort of ploy to kill Merlinus, isn't there? Well, if Pegasus Riders are going to come from behind, then Florina is going to teach them how to fight. She still doesn't have an Iron Lance, which is pretty unfortunate, but, you know, that sort of thing will happen. Now, one of the good things about a unit with low constitution on a horse is going to be the fact that, and this is just going very slightly off topic, their ability to rescue other units is going to be significantly better if they... Oh, we'll send the barrier staff down to Merlinus. Their ability to rescue units is going to be significantly better if their constitution is lower. The rescue calculation, I suppose, for most units is simply constitution -1. But for units that I'm gonna get Hector some better weapons later, but for now, Oswin could definitely use that. Oh man, look at that hit chance. Look at how big that axe is! Jesus, it's as large as his torso. Alright, so Darren dies alone on his throne, with no one around to help him. so that's real sad and whatnot. But Oswin just gets even more defense. He is an absolute physical tank, and actually, unlike some physical units later in the game, his resistance isn't that bad either. A Lunatone is absolutely ridiculous. I didn't mean to send the Thundertone to Merlinus, but that's perfectly alright. No real consequence to it. Canas is going to be able to take out this magic user pretty easily. There would have been more magic users spawning there if you've killed this one, but since he hasn't even moved off of the space where units spawn from, that's not a concern. Dead pointy-hatted man, and we're... oh man, look at all this area for treasure. Those knights are probably going to attack Rebecca here, because I completely failed to notice that they exist. But they're wielding poison lances, which have significantly lower hit chances, so it's perfectly alright. As you can see, Florina is such a higher level that despite the fact that she's wielding a significantly weaker weapon, she's dealing a lot more damage. And no more Pegasus Knight spawn, which is good. She's going to go ahead and open up this chest, and a Brave Bow. That's actually a really excellent item. Brave weapons are pretty uncommon. I think there's only one of each in the entirety of the game. But they allow the user to attack twice in a single action. That is to say, if they would attack once, they will attack twice. If they would have attacked twice, they will attack 4 times. And that's against anybody with any speed, is the only thing that can allow for a situation in which a unit and its opponent attacks twice if the unit has a brave weapon and its opponent does not, but is considerably faster. But that's a fairly useless piece of minutia, so it's not a situation you're going to encounter. Rebecca's going to get a completely superfluous crit, which seems to be a running theme among my units nowadays. And Guy is going to use his steel sword to just tear this Black Fang unit apart. He does get hit with the Poison Lance, which is unfortunate because it means he will be taking damage every single turn. However, if you're trying to train up a healer, then this is actually quite useful since they can heal for full experience every single turn. Matthew's going to go ahead and open up this chest. Another guiding ring. I'm actually going to send his vulnerary to Merlinus since I'm going to use that on Canas this level. Before we even leave this level, actually. Now, if any of those enemies have ranged attacks, like, say, that Black Fang unit, he's going to go ahead and attack Urk. How he can attack through a wall remains a mystery, but it doesn't really matter since he's not going to be surviving the turn. Urk gets just a little bit more experience and gets that much closer to level 20. Even when he's this much more powerful, he is still just absolutely... Guy takes 1 damage, absolutely terrifying. Now, if you want, you can actually start a little chain of trades, and you can kind of figure out how to get things from one end of the map to the other the fastest. So Priscilla can move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know if you can move 2 on the throne or not, so I'm going to have Hector wait there. Then Hector can move 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he'll be able to trade with Oswin here. No, he'll be able to move 5 spaces, so here. And then Oswin will be able to move to give it to Urk, and Urk will be able to go to the shop. Meanwhile, Canas can just move out here, and he'll be able to get the guiding ring the turn after that, and Eliwood has to start moving for the throne so we can actually win this level in a fairly timely manner. Only 2 enemies left on the map means that soon it'll just be going straight from player phase to player phase. Oswin just... the axe is literally as big as the opponent. It's no wonder it's a one-hit kill. The guy's practically bisected by it. Jesus. We get the little victory music, which is nice. Guy takes some damage, which isn't nice, but what are you going to do? And Oswin can go and kill the final Myrmidon. He can't attack twice, but that's not as much of a problem when the enemy can't even survive a single hit. So now let's get this trading chain going. Matthew can go ahead and trade the guiding ring and the member card to Priscilla. Move over here and trade to Hector the member card for the door key. And wait there. Hector can move out here, and I forgot about Oswin. Okay, never mind. So Urk will be here next turn for Hector to move to, and then we can go to the shop. Kanas can move out here, and he'll upgrade next turn. And I think that the next turn is going to be the last, since Eliwood will be able to move onto the throne and capture it after that. And it is just straight to player phase, so we don't even have to worry about enemy units taking their turns. So trade the member card to Urk, and Urk moves straight onto this space where he gets the secret command. Now, this is a secret shop, and it is not as useful as the other secret shops, but it does have an extremely important item, a physics staff. Physics staves are extremely rare, you don't encounter them very often at all, hence, well, I suppose that's what rare means, isn't it? God. So you want to purchase, well, quite a few of these, if you have enough gold for it, and I definitely do. Physics staves are extremely useful in that they allow you to heal at a distance. No other staff in the game lets you do this, except for some of the later staves which do better things. Also, there are silver blades. They cost about 2,000 and weigh 13, but they have a might of 14, so they're extremely good for high constitution units that don't really need to hit accurately, they just need to hit hard. So say if you have an assassin or something of that sort, then you can give them the silver blade and they'll be able to do that, so visiting that secret shop is always fairly useful. In later games, secret shops will also sell upgrade items, which is absolutely useful. But, on the subject of upgrade items, Kanas is going to get his upgrade to a shaman here. Gets an even bigger coat. Dude is not going to be at any disadvantage when it comes to staying warm. He gets some speed, defense, resistance, and HP, but no magic upgrades whatsoever, and that's because he doesn't need it, because Luna is so ludicrously overpowered, it's no concern whatsoever. So Eliwood can move on to the final space here, and sees winning the level for himself. He was mad. Yes, he was. Yeah, seriously, no time to grieve for the dude. Your dad needs you, so just run off to what is actually the last map in the game, but we're not going to be here again for a little while. Apparently it's dark in there, and they can't see a thing, but we can actually see things perfectly. The dad is just... oh, he's just chilling out, standing up. Maybe he's lying down, you can't really tell with these sprites. So he's just saying, take Ninian and get the hell out, which might not be a bad idea considering... oh, she's the key to the Dragon's Gate. That's just amazing. Wonderful, even. She's got this, like, blank look in her eyes, in her sprite there. So Hector's just gonna carry Dad out there. And what... yeah, there we go. Hello, Jafar. He doesn't care about us actually, you know, being here. He just doesn't want us to leave. Apparently we shouldn't fight him. We cannot defeat... oh, come on. Okay, no, yeah, maybe Lynn can't level 14 on upgraded unit versus Jafar. Apparently his next assignment is in Bern, which is that warlike country to the northwest or something of that sort. And they were already talking about a war. I wonder what Act 2 is going to do. You cannot release the dragons! What is he going to do? Well, he's going to release some fucking dragons. That's what he's going to do. Come on, this is not rocket science. Apparently she's getting power from the Gygas background. That's perfectly alright. Oh, and Nurgle appears out of absolutely nowhere. Tells her to open the gate, so that's cool. There you go. He just said they're opening the Dragon's Gate. You really have to pay attention to this, Eliwood. Come on. Oh dear. Okay. Apparently someone will not Nils. Seriously? The bard? That's the one that's gonna save the day, is the little bard. Okay, so he wakes her up, and apparently the dragon is, wait, crumbling? Is that what happens when they don't come through completely? Oh, and Nurgle just pieces the fuck out and lets Ephidel burn with the dragon. There you go. And they both get pulled back into the gates, so that's gonna be real fun for Schemer Ephidel. A fitting end. Something happened. Thank you for your eloquence, Lord Hector. And Nurgle's just, hey, how the fuck is going? What's going on, man? Come on, both of you. Oh, wow. Didn't you just die? Is this literally the third time that Eliwood's dad has died? Or... wow, seriously. Okay, so Nurgle vanishes, apparently dead, but I think we all know that's not true. He will return. Oh, and he's not coming back. Well, he did have the life force drained from him. You can tell his stash is drooping. She'll be angry with me, with dying. There you go. And he's gone. Here, have an emotional JPEG. Apparently everyone else is just standing by. I mean, not really much else to do there, but still. Alright, and that is the end of Act 1 of Fire Emblem. Next time, we're going to be moving on to Act 2 and the continuation of the storyline. Until then, this has been PA.